Building resilience through private sector partnerships was a theme for the Islamic Development Bank Group Private Sector Forum held in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia in May 2023. This aimed to reaffirm the importance of partnerships between relevant stakeholders such as policymakers, multilateral development banks, financial and trade institutions to tackle any unpredictable crisis among member countries' economies.
COVID-19 crisis, when we were faced, we thought that we would never be able actually to work. And alhamdulillah, we've been able to develop that kind of work and momentum to really keep serving our member countries. Our member countries today are facing tremendous challenges, and definitely, these challenges are not just in a single country, but it is really a result of all these recurrence of these crises. So we need just to keep the momentum of our private sector, activities and energy going on.
On the sidelines was also the celebration of the 15th anniversary of establishment of the International Islamic Trade Finance Corporation, ITFC, as part of the activities of the annual meetings.
ويمكن يعني شرفنا ان احنا اخذنا جائزة اكبر دولة متعاونة في مجال التمويل الانمائي، وده يمكن يعني دليل على حاجتين. الحاجة الاولانية على ان المؤسسة تمتعت بالمرونة والكفاءة في التعاون مع دولة مثل مصر، وطبعا النقطة الثانية هي زخم التجربة التنموية المصرية اللي اثمرت عن هذه المحفظة الكبيرة المتنوعة.
As you know, celebrating our 15th years anniversary, and we are happy to have all of you with us here today, all the partners, and it's a great occasion to really organize such celebrations during what we call the annual meeting of IDB Group. And of course, we have a lot of strategies for Africa in the coming years.
Since inception, ITFC has been actively facilitating trade and finance in the OIC member countries.
The flagship programs, which are multi-country, multi-donor and multi-participant program that aims at advancing certain agendas for certain regions. For example, we have the Arab-Africa Trade Bridges program that aims at enhancing trade between both the Arab and the African region.
With many of the OIC members being in Africa, the continent continues to feature strongly in ITFC's Target Sustainable Financing Strategy.
L'Afrique pour nous, c'est une priorité. Priorité économique, socio-économique. Et le développement de l'Afrique ne passe pas sans le commerce. Développer le flux du commerce entre les pays africains et avec le reste du monde est une priorité de l'ITFC afin de promouvoir l'activité socio-économique pour permettre à l'Afrique de bénéficier de toutes les opportunités pour pouvoir exporter, faire les échanges qui va dans le sens d'impacter positivement la vie de nos communautés en Afrique.
The partnership that we have with ITFC is long-standing for Maldives. We have carried out many developmental projects with the assistance from ITFC as well. Currently, it is mainly focused on trade financing for oil, for medical consumables and other projects as well.
Today there are about 27 member countries on the African continent which we have responsibility for to support them in the advancement of trade and in the improvement of the lives of their people. So our strategy is very simple. We usually engage our member countries in dialogues. The dialogues enable us to understand the priority sectors of the countries. In understanding these priority sectors, we then do what you call the framework agreement. The framework agreements help us to guide all of these interventions over certain periods or certain number of years.
Over the 15-year span, it has made significant strides to enhance sustainable economic growth across the continent.
When we are visiting member countries, we visited Egypt, Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, and Cote d'Ivoire, and so on. And the impact of this synergy and partnership, not only outside, but partnership within the bank, it is really so impactful. And I think that's quite an experience, you know, for the whole group.
ITFC is a strong partner of Senegal, involved in really critical sectors. They are involved in the energy sector, they're involved in the agriculture sector, really with the state-owned companies, with credit lines that allows them to play a role, particularly in the groundnuts sector with smallholder farmers.
In its dedication to continue promoting inclusive economic growth and nurturing the entrepreneurial ecosystem, ITFC also signed new major agreements with a number of its member countries.
ITFC was able to sign more than 25 agreements, value of more than $4 billion, covering 15 member countries, both public and private sector.
Today we signed a framework agreement that charts the road path of our partnership over the next couple of years with ITFC, but also today ITFC signed an agreement with Jaiz Bank Nigeria on a Muharaba arrangement for the benefit of one of our states. So they continue to work with us to help us to improve the performance of businesses and thereby improving to the growth of our economy.
These partnerships are driving inclusive development and supporting innovative sustainable financing. It is therefore evident that Islamic trade finance continues to have a transformative role to play in catalyzing the growth of key African industries.